Aloha, this is Monica from Cocojor channel, and today's all about the full moon. So, the full moon is on March the 18th, and there is a lot of very interesting energy that's just floating all over this month. Like I said in my past video, that March is a month that is filled with dreams, but also in details, because we are really at a pivotal point where there is two different kind of heavy energy going in different direction. And because it's a time that we really need to upgrade our light, our energy source within ourselves, because in the last 2 years, it was really a point where we were kind of tested, per se. And during the pandemic, a lot of us got divided. And March is really like an anniversary where things will start to change, because it is an anniversary, whether you look at through the horoscope sign or whether you look at in a different version of how things are coming to, like I said, a pivotal point, because there's going to be two timelines. When I say that is because we as human we have so much empathy and things, that we care about. And so we have to really seek and not get really drained into all of these things that are happening all over the world, whether it's the things that's happening in Ukraine or the political arena. And there is a lot of these things that is intertwined with one another. And so when you look at my other videos about what's happening in the sign of the U.S. presidential Biden, there is a lot of things that's stirring up. And so, like I mentioned, couple places that we need to keep our eye on is California, because California, it may not be in the media, but there is a lot of explosive things that's happening over there. And I do get calls and people do tell me what's going on there, which is, like I said, it's not in the newspaper because it deals with a lot of big time name people and things like that. And so the thing is that really don't get too caught up in all of those things that's around you, because it's going to start to create this fear factor. It's good to be aware of it, but if you focus so much on all of these things, your thoughts, emotion will flow to that energy. And so really have this sense of practical service. When I say practical service, it's really something very spiritual service, and really being the light being. We call it a light worker, where it's really focused on the bigger scope on how we can bring in more love, more gratitude, more joy, and living from the heart, living with that passion, and not through all the noises that's out there. Because that's why I'm saying there is two different timelines, and one timeline is really about focusing on what's happening around the world. Lots of natural disasters are also happening, as well as the food supply and a lack of good soil. And when I say that, is because there's so much GMOs, there's so much pesticides, so much poison that's been literally poured upon us, whether it's Monsanto's or, whether it's some of these fertilizer and things like that. Those are things that's really is going to start to affect people's health, because after a while, after all of this, you're going to find it very hard to find really good soil, and that's why I kind of mix and match of it, some of it in my garden, and some of it I just dig and dig and dig to get the real good soil that's been hiding under there for the past 20 years or more in the 70s. So that's a past like 50 something years that I'm digging into soil that really not really been contaminated for the past 20 plus years, because I don't use any of those things. And really the things about to change about, when they say organic, it's a word that's been used, overused, because we can say it's organic when it's GMO or it's been really modifying, but it doesn't tell you how it is. But what really a lot of people, and this is what I built in the last 2 years back there, is a permaculture, where you use the natural surroundings, and you plant certain things in a certain way. So they're the one who pollinates and give the nutrition and give the fertilizer naturally, whether it's bird poop, whether it's the bees, or whether it's a banana peel. And all of that is going to have much more information that I'll be putting on my YouTube videos, and how to do a permaculture using your waste, literally, because it's really recycle, repurpose, and re-energize back into the ground up. Because once again, the soil has been so contaminated, as well as a lot of other things. And so when I say that is, there's a lot of people who really are seeing the two timeline, and the one with a sense of practical ways of service to the people that can bring light into the aha-ness into it. And so that's why I'm so busy curating, so I can really give my knowledge and my ways of how to detox your dogs from the inside out. And this is not only for the skin, because the skin problem is like 70% of the problem. And today I was on the phone for hours talking to this lady, and so we're going to do a whole video about that, and how you guys can come and see it for yourself, go through this, thing that I'm going to start to offer, which is Cocojor dog skincare system. So anyways, that is something I feel that is my sense of practical service, and where very spiritually it can help from the ground up, and educating people on how to do it at home naturally, instead of grabbing for the next medication and so forth. So really this is my way, and I'm using this as an example of really living from the heart and not from the noises, because there's too much noises. And so really, those that feel like they are imposed really goes into this victim mode, and things that's imposed upon us, they feel, and they keep on going on and on, versus the empowerment mode, which I decided to take that because we really are so busy in the empowerment mode, is to really create a lifestyle than what we are listening out there right now. I mean, there is so much noises out there that we really need to focus, because this month, Like I said, really focus on your dream. And if this way of you want to bring in all of your dream, your creativity, it's a time to create that road. Because always remember, your thought becomes your matter. And so if you feel that, oh, you are in a victim mode and that this and that, you're really not going to make your true being and your time and your effort and most of all your value of what you feel in your life. And so in this full moon, really it's a pivotal point. And usually what we do during the full moon, besides taking out our crystals to get it energized, re-energize for the next 3 days, and use this moon power for the next 3 days to really let go of things. Because it's been a wild, wild journey in the last 2 years. And during that 2 years, we saw who has been really good to you, who has been really somewhat, I hate to use the word sketchy, but it's that sketchiness of always worrying about that person or that issue or that job or that, things that really not going to make you feel balanced. Get rid of that. Let it go. And so really take time, because March, you want to fill it up with a lot of great dreams and a lot of details that goes into that dream. And so anything that really holding you back on your time, because time is something that you could never get back at that moment, that day, is that where you find that opportunity to really make it the most within yourself. And so take care, because April is going to be, time for the spring to start to spring up and ready to plant another group of seeds. So I have already planted my seed in March, ready to already plant it into the ground and start getting the root grounded. And so this is how, working with the natural energy, because it's really something that helps you, really gives you the clear idea, the clear truth about who you are, or what you want to do. Because, just talking to my clients, it really got me back into why I started doing this Cocojor, is because it's really my passion. And most of all, it's something that I can help empower people to really seek what's out there naturally. So you stay tuned, because there's so much happening in March. So make sure you have your lines of ducks ready to go and float away, to let go and let them quack away, quack, 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 and bring in much more clarity, peace, and most of all, your love, your gratitude, and your joy. So stay tuned for more of Cocojor channel. And we have so much coming up for the next rest of the 3 quarters, right? Because we are ready to rock and roll, to bring you guys the new way of doing everything, learning from the ground up, and how you can do it yourself. I have so much confidence in you. Stay tuned for more information about our Cocojor Miracle Bubble. And most of all, this can give you an opportunity to build your new business. So stay tuned. And really, this full moon is time to say goodbye to some of these things that no longer serves you. So stay tuned, and most of all, aloha.